Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play IL-2 Sturmovik Ironman. We're not doing so great, actually. Last time we flew over to Margate and proceeded to get our asses kicked pretty thoroughly by the Luftwaffe. Everyone got shot down, basically. We were completely massacred. It was almost comical how badly we performed. Hopefully we won't do quite so badly this time. In spite of last time's disaster, actually, by the way, I am keeping my weapon convergence at 150 meters. Why? Well, because I've been doing some testing, some stuff off screen, basically. And I've been doing some reading. And these 303s, these little dinky machine guns, they are pretty good at killing enemy planes. But the trick is you have to get very, very close to the enemy in order to actually do the real damage. You see, because these aren't cannons like some of the Germans get and the British get later on as well, they don't fire explosive rounds. So these rounds, when they hit the enemy plane, they don't explode and cause wing to fall off in the same way that ours probably will if we get hit by some German cannons. But instead, in order to do damage, they rely on being able to preserve their kinetic energy. And by that I mean, this is turning into a physics lesson, unfortunately, but basically a regular rifle caliber bullet like the ones fired out of these machine guns will do more damage the faster it's going, essentially. And every second after you fire it from the barrel, it loses speed. So if I'm firing these guns at a German who's, say, maybe 300 meters away, yeah, it's not doing a lot of damage because he's probably got the parts of his plane are going to be armored, and these dinky little bullets are losing their velocity so quickly at that kind of a range that by the time they get to the target, if they even hit, they aren't actually doing a heck of a lot of damage. I did some testing, I did some reading, like I said. In real life, the trick, according to real Spitfire pilots, was to get on an enemy's tail and stay on his tail about 20 yards behind him. Seriously, 20 yards, that's almost nothing. You're practically touching his tail at that point. And then to get, once you're 20 yards behind him, a good 2-second burst into him, and that would be enough to bring them down. Almost always. Now, 20 yards is pushing it a bit, as far as I'm concerned, but 150 meters seems to be a decent enough sweet spot. I've tested this in quick battles and stuff like that, and yeah, that seems to do the trick, generally speaking. 150 meters or below will do it, and therefore that's what I've got my weapon convergence set to. If it was set any higher, then the bullets would just sort of whiz past him to his left and his right, because of if you remember, the weapon convergence is where the bullets cross over in front of your plane. So, in spite of last time, I am keeping it set at that, because my own testing and stuff seems to have confirmed that that's actually the best way to do it with these machine guns. I basically just need to be patient and try and get closer and closer and closer to the enemy until I actually open fire, instead of just sort of letting rip at 400, 300 meters, because that's just not going to do anything. So, problem is getting that close to them in the first place is usually a bit of an issue, but hey, whatever. That's the theory. Let's try and put it into practice. Today, we're going to cover the area near Dover, apparently, and we're going to be protecting anchored ships. Now, that would, in theory, imply that there are enemy bombers coming to bomb these ships, but, well, they said that last time, and we got jumped by about 15 to 20 BF-109s, so we'll see. There are 8 of us again, so at least we've got numbers. Probably won't outnumber the enemy, in fact, almost certainly won't, but there's hopefully enough of us in order to take some hits and it not basically screw over the entire fight for us. So, that's what we're going to be doing. We're flying 47 nautical miles this time, so yeah, we're going from RF Biggin Hill out to the coast again. And I think we just might as well just get started then. Let's just check. It's 7:52 in the morning, so quite early. Wind speed 1.8 meters per second. Light turbulence, no gusts. Wind direction is 314 degrees. Should be alright. Flight altitude is apparently going to be 18,000 feet, so for quite high altitude again. Whether we actually get to that altitude, who knows. Hopefully we'll have an advantage in altitude over the Germans, but who knows. So, looks like we probably got further to fly than them, to be fair, because look, there's all these airfields here in blue. And then we're flying from all the way over here in Biggin Hill, but hey, whatever. Maybe we'll have some hope from our old base at Hawking or Lympney or Manston, but I wouldn't count on it. Anyway, let's just go. Let's do this. Fly! Hopefully it won't crash when trying to load this time. Oh god, I bet I've done it now, haven't I? Now I've said that. Crap. It's taking a little while, but then again, this modded map does have a lot of stuff on it, so... Make sure my throttle's in the 0 position. So I don't go wheeling off to the left or right, or worse yet, into one of my teammates from the get-go. Oh, I'm slightly off-centre, apparently. Oh, of course I am. Yeah, I just moved. If I press F12, though, there we go. Now I'm realigned in the middle. Good stuff. Right then, so... Let's get this engine started. I'm going to open my canopy just in case I have to get out in a hurry. I'm recording this back at home, by the way, which is why the audio quality with regards to my voice right now might be a little, substandard, frankly. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it right now until I get set up elsewhere. Alrighty then, I guess we're just going to have to wait till it's our turn to take off, which might take a little while, apparently. Screw it, let's just speed it up. Off you go. Wee, wee, wee. Yeah, once again, it looks like there isn't just 8 of us, actually. There's going to be another 1, 2, 3... Oh, Hurricanes behind us, not Spitfires this time. Wonder where they're headed. Right, time to go. Actually remarkably difficult to see where the bloody hell the runway is going when it's so low resolution and blurry. I've upped my graphics settings to about as far as they'll go, as far as I can tell. I even messed around with the INI files a bit. So if we get to the sea, you should be able to notice that the water will look a lot better now. So that's nice. Let's close the canopy. Yeah, I've got the high shaded water settings on, so the sea will look less ugly when we inevitably crash into it. But yeah. Yeah, plane's shaking around quite a bit. There's definitely some turbulence, they weren't kidding. Alright then. So, oh yes, I forgot. I don't have the waypoint markers on. Good thing we're not flying out in the Pacific somewhere where there's no landmarks, eh? That would suck. I think I'm just going to stick autopilot on. We'll get climbing to altitude and I'll be back. Presumably once we're near Dover. So, B.O.B. folks. Well, we're fairly close to Dover now. I'm pretty sure my autopilot is drunk, judging by the way it keeps wheeling from side to side. But on the bright side, it looks like everyone else is because they're doing it too. No sight of any Germans yet, although a little while ago there was a big stutter. And that usually means that a bunch of aeroplanes have spawned into the game. So it looks like the Germans are on their way, if nothing else. I'm going to put that down to us being warned by radar. Alright, that's the explanation for that. Either that or Dave has a sixth sense that tells him when the Germans are on the way. Yeah, we're pretty close to Dover now. Yep, okay, there it is on the map. I was going to say, why is there no letters on the map? I just have to zoom in, apparently. Yep, we're getting there. We're just flying over... Ooh, we're flying over our old base at Hawking. Sweet. Where is it? I think it's down there somewhere. Oh, there it is. What's up, Hawking? How you doing? And I'm going to switch the autopilot back on before I get too out of formation here. Whoops. Yeah, since we're this close to the target, I thought I'd start recording again just in case something jumps out at us and says boo, or whatever the German equivalent of boo is. Maybe they'll jump out and shout, Flugzeug! That's German for aeroplane, by the way. In case you didn't know. I was referencing a YouTube video you may have watched about German words. But never mind. Speaking of YouTube videos, though, there's a really good documentary on YouTube, actually, from the 1970s. Oh, there's the pretty water, by the way, down there. You can't really see it very well from up here, but hey. There's a really good documentary on YouTube from the 1970s about the Spitfire and how it was built and designed and, you know, that sort of thing, how it was flown. It's actually narrated by a former Spitfire pilot, and it has interviews with other Spitfire aces, including Douglas Bader and Stanford Tuck. They talk about tactics they used, actually, when fighting the Germans and that sort of thing, and how they overcame some of the problems of the Spitfire, like the whole negative G engine cutout thing, for example. It's really, really freaking good. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. I will, if I remember, I will put a link to it in the description because it's really, really cool and it's definitely worth watching if you're interested in the subject. Yeah, speaking of other YouTube stuff, another good channel you may want to have a look at if you're enjoying the IL-2 stuff and you're a bit dissatisfied with how slowly I'm putting it up. I already suggested Jeff Major, who's done technically, I think, 3 IL-2 Sturmovik Let's Plays at this point, but I don't think he's ever going to go back to the game. In fact, I'm pretty sure he explicitly said he was done with the IL-2, but I've obviously already suggested him. I think I've had a link to that in the description for a while, but another good channel, if you're interested in IL-2, is Tailmange. I don't know if any of you have heard of him or seen his videos, but he's pretty cool. He does a lot of IL-2 videos, modded ones like this, of various campaigns. He's done lots of interesting different ones. I think he's done one with an Me-262 jet fighter. He's done one as a Ju-88 bomber, which was interesting because I suck at flying bombers in this game, so that was a good watch. And I think he's done some other stuff. I think he did a Silent Hunter 3 campaign, and Silent Hunter, well, almost all the Silent Hunter games are pretty damn good, 3 and 4 especially. They're submarine games, submarine sims. And they're pretty awesome. So, yeah, go check out Tailmange's channel if you haven't already. Link will be in the description. Anyway, where the hell are the Germans? We're halfway across the channel right now, quite literally. And I don't see any of them. Heading 0. Attention bombers! Hey, it's about bloody time. Off goes the autopilot. Whoop, steady. What the heck? Are you trailing smoke? I thought he was trailing something for a second there. He looked like he was. Right, well, they're all diving after bombers! Holy crap! And no escort in sight by the looks of things. And that's the escort? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Right, okay, here we go. Let's try not to rip our wings off and get ourselves horribly killed. In fact, I'm just gonna... You know what? I'm gonna just... Yeah, hold on, leader. I don't want to dive into something I might regret here. Because these look like fighters. They're not flying close together. They could just be straggling bombers. I don't even know what sort of bombers we're dealing with here right now. If they're straggling bombers, then I want a piece of these rather than the ones in formation, because they'll be easy to kill. Bombers flying in formation are evil. Because they can converge their turret gun fire on you. Damn, get him up. Yeah, that sounds like fighters to me. Oh, good grief. I should have just gone after the bombers, shouldn't I? Fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm sick of dancing around with fighters. Although... What is this going to it's just flying in a straight line. This looks like a bomber to me, actually. No, it's a fighter. Okay. Well, there's my chance. Let's try not to screw this up. I screwed it up. Well done, me. Never mind. Do a high yo-yo. See if we can't come back round after him. There he is. Right, let's dump the throttle. Go in for another run. God, this is intense. My heart is beating like you wouldn't believe right now. Ooh, steady there. The RPM's getting a bit high on that propeller, methinks. Let's kick in the boost. Let's not get tunnel vision. Got some hits. Actually beginning to find it's actually more difficult to aim sometimes when you're zoomed in like that. Come on. Oh, I don't have enough ammo to be screwing around like this. I don't know what he's doing, but I saw a bit of him fall off. What's this guy doing? I don't know. Let's take the boost off before we blow our engine to pieces. He looks like he might be going down, I don't know. Yes! There we go! First kill of the Battle of Britain. Sweet. Alright, okay. There's a guy on the windscreen, but he's actually heading the opposite direction, I think. Looks like he's running away. So I think, for the second at least, we're okay. I'm just a little concerned. He might have had a wingman. This other guy shouting... Well, he was shouting to for help, who might now be coming for me, but I don't know. Well, it looks like the bombers hit whatever they were going for, sadly, but maybe we can get a couple of them on their way back. We'll get shot in the face by their gunners, you know, one of the two. I don't have a lot of ammo left anyway. What are these? I think they're Stukas, you know. Yep, they're Stukas. Stuka dive bombers, which are annoyingly difficult to kill sometimes, actually. Believe it or not. I'm kind of glad they're not Heinkulls, because Heinkulls or Dorniers or whatever, they have lots of gunners. And they're tougher to kill, but still. Maybe we can... Alright, let's not get cocky. Whoa, hello there. These guys do have tail gunners. I'm just not sure why none of them have shot at me yet. That could be for my famous last words, of course, but we'll see. Oh, bitch, I set you on fire. Good luck landing that. Right. I think I set him on. Yep, he's burning up. Awesome. To quote a line from a certain movie which is vaguely related to this right now, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. He surely will not survive that. I can't believe he's still burning. Good God. Well, he's toast either way. Now it's a question of how much ammo do I have left? How much can I kill before we head back? And make sure I don't make some stupid fucking mistake and collide with one of them or something, which I've been known to do just when everything was going so well. Because trust me, that I've done that before, and it sucks. Oh, their tail gunners are awake then. One of them was just shooting. Right, I want to try and stay below them a little bit like this, because they're tail gunners, or whatever you call them. They're not really tail gunners, but whatever. So the tail gunners have a tougher time hitting me? Oh, you... Well, I did something to him. I'm not sure what. I'm about to run out of ammo. Let's make this count. Yep, out of ammo. Right then. Pip pip, old boy. Have fun landing that. Whatever it was I did to you. I think he's got a fuel leak or something. Very difficult to keep my track eye all focused on him right now. But yeah, he's leaking loads of stuff all over the place, so with a bit of luck, he'll crash on his way back. 7 has apparently got someone on him. I have no idea who 7 is or where he is, but hey. If he's 7, that might mean he was my wingman, who I probably should have been protecting, but never mind. Oh yeah, we're just wrecking these guys, look at that. Everyone else is still having fun. Oh, and there goes the overheating. About time, honestly. Let's open the radiator slightly. Yeah, apparently there's a bit of a dogfight going on, probably over there. By the sounds of things. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yellow leader. That'd be my flight leader, I think. Oh, there goes one of them. Took down another Stuka. Can we have this every time, please? These Stukas. It's much better than the 109 spam, gotta say. Oh, hello. Are these straggling Stukas or are they 109s? I really cannot freaking tell. Either way, I'm above them, which means I'm theoretically safe. Let's close the radiator, and I think let's just head for home, because our job is done here. Without any ammo in our guns, we're about as much use as tits on a scorpion right now, so we might as well just GTFO. That's 2 confirmed kills, I think, and a 3rd probable. Assuming that Stuka we damaged earlier doesn't make it back to base. What is that? There's a ship. Huh. Not a bad haul. I think we've made it up for our previous failures. Failures? Really? Really, Dave? Failures. Mission accomplished. Yep. Sounds about right. Yes, there's a dogfight going on somewhere around here. I just don't know where. I hope I'm not flying straight into it, frankly. Oh, man. Right. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can plot course home. Better yet, screw that. Screw the map. Wise words, those. Screw the map. Oh, there's the White Cliffs of Dover. There you go. Bit low poly, but there they are, nevertheless. Plane, could you possibly stop nosing up all the time? Thank you. Because you're forcing me to kill your engine every time I need to nose down. There we go, just trimming it out a bit there. If you don't know what... There we go! Aircraft destroyed. Looks like he did crash after all. Sweet. Oh, hello. What are you? He's moving pretty slowly, so he might be a Stuka, but I don't want to... I'm not interested either way. I'm going. I'm leaving. We're going 470 kph. We're above him. I'm pretty sure he can't catch us. So I'm just going to go. Ground control. Vector to base. Oh, shut up about steering the leader. I'm out of ammo and I'm going home. You even said mission accomplished, let's go home, so... Let's just wait. Okay, it'll give me the vector in a minute. No one on my tail, thank goodness. Vector 270. We were pretty close to it anyway, looks like. Right then, let's see. God, yeah, it's pretty windy. My plane is sort of buffeting about when I try to turn. 268, nearly there. 270-ish, that will do. That will be fine. Right, well, this will be the first time we've landed back at Biggin Hill. Yeah, it is pretty windy at this altitude, good grief. Turbulence for the lose. Well, hopefully we're not being followed, that would suck. Yeah, excellent. This is more like it, folks. 3 kills, I think. Unless that one who I set on fire miraculously did not crash somehow, but I'm pretty doubtful of it. Hell yeah. That's excellent. Back in time for tea and medals. And this time, probably, hopefully, we'll get a medal of some sort, which would be nice. Is that? That looks like it might be Hawking, I think. No, that... Yeah, it is. No, wait, I think it's Limpney. Yeah, it's Limpney. Right then. Well, it's probably going to be a boring flight back, so I'm probably going to skip ahead now, but still. I am well bloody chuffed, ladies and gents. Right. Definitely nothing behind us. But apparently there's still a dogfight going on. Yeah, I'm gonna turn in the correct direction for starters. That would help tremendously. And I will see you back at base, ladies and gents. And there she is. Home sweet home. Home sweet pixelated home. Alright. We've got 2 runways to choose from, which is nice. I guess I'll call it in. Ground control. Requesting landing. Clearance. That is what I like to hear. I'm really curious to see the debriefing for this one, because there was still lots of fighting going on over the radio while I was on the way back. So, yeah, apparently the fight was not over by the time we left. Not by a long shot. And oh my god, these low clouds are actually annoying as hell. Should just be coming out of them now, hopefully. Ugh. Low hanging clouds. That bane of my fucking existence, people, seriously. Alright, so, okay, let's see if we can actually land this properly. I went to the Duxford Air Show recently, as hopefully you would have seen by the channel update video I posted before this one. But, one of the things I paid attention to was the landing of the aircraft, specifically the Spitfires while I was there, and the Spitfire pilots on display at the airshow are evidently much better pilots than I am, because they are able to land theirs without so much as a bounce. Let's see if we can't do a little better this time, he said before he tore a wing off. Okay, there's a little bit of a forest here. It's difficult to see because of the stupid way the sprites work in this game, but it's there and it's not good. In fact, this is the shittest landing approach I think I have ever witnessed. But here we go, nonetheless. We're going way too fucking fast, but never mind. Let's try this. Whoa, steady there, trees. Fuck you. Ooh, ooh. Gear down. Now, it's just... Okay, we're going quite slowly. Quite slowly. Alright, 1 bounce, 2 bounces. There we go. That wasn't too bad by my standards. Let's hit the brakes. God, look at that texture. It's actually ugly as hell. It's a good map. Campaign map, as far as I'm concerned. It's very accurate and everything. It's got all the right hangars, all the right aircraft, all that kind of gubbins, but I really wish they could have done something more with the textures here, because this is just terrible. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they probably used it from an aerial photograph, and that's why it's so accurate to the Biggin Hill layout, but even so, guys, come on. I'm probably gonna disable my head tracking and just guide this one in with third-person view, to be honest. Since with this real life, I could probably either get up and lean out of the cockpit, or I would have someone guiding me along anyway, so... You get to hear that lovely engine while we're at it too, and that's just what it sounds like too. Right, speaking from experience, I was at Duxford. I saw they had 4 Spitfire Mark 1s just like this one flying over, and it sounded fucking epic, if I don't mind saying. Pardon my French, but it really was a sight to see. I can't recommend that airshow enough if you live in the UK, or even if you live abroad and you're fairly rich. I mean, there were a lot of foreign people there, to be fair. I was sat behind a German fellow with a magnificent walrus moustache, actually, come to think of it, for most of it. Alright, flaps are up, engine off. Awesome. Mission accomplished. Let's see what everyone else is doing. Alright, well, we got a hurricane still mixing it up over the channel, by the looks of things. LEL. So they're definitely not from our squadron. JXE, I think this is our lot. Yep. JXE. I think JXE is red 1, so this must be red flight here. All 4 of them still alive, which is a good sign. I haven't done the flyby view yet, actually, up until that point. I realised in this game. But that's a thing, you press F3, it does a little flyby, it's kind of cool and cinematic and stuff. So who else have we got? JXS? Hold on. Hold the phone. Is this the same? Yeah, this is the same flight. Okay, so JXS. That seems a bit far down the alphabet. JXNRE. So this might be red 1 with a bunch of yellow flight, actually, come to think of it. I think there might be just... This is probably the leftovers. They've formed up and are on their way back, but I don't know. Looks like that's it. Well, in that case, since nothing else is going to happen now, they're just going to fly back and land. Let's call it quits. See how we did. Oh, I'm just knocked the microphone. Hopefully I remember to edit that out. Oh dear. Alright then, let's have a look. So, we took off, well, and landed at Biggin Hill, which is a good start, certainly. Somebody, something, Parbury. I really need to fix that rank thing, that glitch. Somebody crashed here. I don't really know what happened. It doesn't look like there was more than one person who crashed, so it wasn't a mid-air collision. Weird. What the heck happened there? Did he have some engine damage or something on his way back and just splat into the ground? He looks like he bailed out, so... There's a little bail out logo there. Who was that? Parbury. Enemy losses, own losses. Yeah, the only person we lost apparently was Flight Sergeant Sturridge. So, let's see. Hurricane Mark 1 was shot down by a Bf 109E1. Another Hurricane was shot down by a 109. Here we go. Look at this. What, E3 shot down? Freeman! Oh, shot down a Ju-87. Another one shot down by Hurricane. Somebody, HUD. Grace. This one apparently was just shot down by nobody, apparently. Maybe collided with something. Sturridge shot down and bailed out by the looks of things. Oh no, Grace bailed out. Yeah, no, Sturridge was the one that died. Grace shot down by BF-191, but he did bail out. Hurricane Mark 1 was shot down over here. 109E3 shot down by Freeman. E3 shot down by player, there we go. Ju-87 shot down by player. Parbury shot down that guy. Ooh, yes. Player. E3 crashed. Ju-87 shot down by Hurricane. Apparently, he either got shot at by a Hurricane and crashed all the way over here, or the Hurricane pursued him all the way back to fucking Calais. So, the Cap Green Nez, or however the bloody hell you're supposed to pronounce that. And Ju-87B2 shot down by player. Oh, looks like he crashed on his way in to land over here at this airfield by the looks of things. So we did get him in the end. That was presumably the one who we knocked out his fuel tank or whatever it was, because he was streaming black and white smoke. So if it was smoke, it could have been just fuel. I don't know. But anyway, regardless. So that's 3 kills for us, I think, isn't it? Let's see. HUD got 2 kills. Freeman got 2 kills. Grace got a kill. Parbury got a kill. Flight Sergeant Dave, 3 kills. Hell yes. Yes, so far you've destroyed 3. Technically that's 5 if you want to count the 2 from the previous campaigns that I wasn't able to carry over. Normally you can do that. I think it's something to do with the way this modded campaign works. Me trying to copy over the stats for the pilot, as I normally would have done, it sort of broke the campaign, basically. It crashed every time you tried to load it, so unfortunately I wasn't able to carry our stats across, but yeah, by this point we would have killed 5. But yeah, there we go. So it was a fine mission, you make good progress as a combat pilot! Excellent! So, a couple of things were proved this mission. One, that I think I was on the money with my whole gun convergence thing. It seemed to definitely do the trick. I just had to have some more trigger discipline and wait till I got closer before firing. And that seemed to do the trick. Even though my aim could definitely use some work. Getting the reticle on the enemy plane was tough, to say the least. It varies from plane to plane, I've noticed. I've had a bit of a side campaign going on, flying a US Navy Wildcat in the Pacific, that I haven't been recording, obviously. And I've noticed that my gunnery in that campaign seems to have been better, and I think it's just down to the aircraft, actually. The Spitfire is just very twitchy, and not to mention we had turbulence to deal with as well, which was making my life a bit difficult, but still. Yeah, some planes historically were better, more stable firing platforms. It's just one of those things. So Spitfire probably wasn't one of them, but it was more agile. So there you go. It's a compromise solution. That's pretty much how it is in all aircraft design. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. First thing I managed to prove was that my gun convergence was good. I wasn't kidding myself. That was what we needed to do. For people who still don't know what half this stuff I'm talking about is, like aircraft trim and gun convergence and that sort of thing, I am considering, for people who don't really understand this sort of stuff, doing a series of videos, especially for people who don't understand this but are interested in the game and might consider buying it if they knew more. I'm considering doing a small side series of videos, perhaps, explaining some of this stuff, tutorial videos, if you will. Explaining things like how to take off and land properly, how gun convergence works, how different types of ammunition work, how engine management works, that sort of thing. Basic air combat maneuvers, that sort of stuff. So if you'd be interested in me actually doing stuff like that, and I'd be more than willing to, do let me know in the comments, actually, and I will see if I can cook up some tutorial videos for people. Because that sort of thing is annoyingly few and far between, I find. And the video format's kind of the best way to do it, I find, rather than reading some article that's been written. So, anyway. The other thing this mission proved is that I'm not, in fact, a terrible pilot. In fact, I consider myself distinctly above average, generally speaking. It depends on the plane and who I'm flying against, but yeah, 3 kills, not bad. I mean, fair enough, 2 of them were very slow-moving Junkers Ju-87s, but we did shoot down a Bf-109E3 while we were at it, so yeah, I don't suck completely, ladies and gentlemen. And I hasten to point out on the previous mission, I was the last man standing. I was. Everyone else was killed before I was, so I can't have been that bad. Anyway, let's hit apply and see what happens next time. See if we got any rewards. Oh, check it out! Flight Sergeant Dave awarded Defense Medal. I told you, in time for tea and medals, and I wasn't kidding this time. And we were also promoted to Pilot Officer. Hooray! And apparently Flight Sergeant Hebden joined the squadron, probably replacing Sturridge, or whoever it was that was shot down. I think it was Sturridge. So it looks like next time we will be covering the area near Fairlight. CHL. I'm not sure what the CHL stands for, but whatever. Our mission will be to protect a convoy. Again, oh dear, that could be bad. Last time we had to protect a convoy, we got, well, violated. I'll put it that way. But, on the bright side, looks like I've finally been given some sort of command. I will be in charge of Yellow Flight now. Yellow flight, unfortunately, only consisting of 2 people, but hey, I will have a wingman I can order around in the form of Flight Sergeant Fraser here. So this must be the other Fraser's brother or something. Awesome. So we got a wingman we can push around. That'll be fun. And that also means we don't directly have to follow Squadron Leader HUD around either. We can sort of bugger off and do our own thing because we're a separate flight. So we can sort of fly around and break formation if you want to without being yelled at, which will be nice. And I'll be able to tell this guy to come with me or whether to break an attack and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be fun, because half the fun in this game is actually getting to a point where you can order other people around. But yeah, we are a pilot officer now, so that's nice. We're climbing the ranks finally. One thing worth noting, actually, they got it slightly wrong in this game, because Flight Sergeant was the lowest rank in the RAF, I believe, for air crews, but all pilots were pilot officers. That was the lowest rank if you were a pilot. If you were a Spitfire pilot, a bomber pilot, whatever, you were a pilot officer, and that's how you started off as. A Flight Sergeant would have been, say, other crew in a bomber. The navigators, the gunners, flight engineers, that sort of thing, they would have been flight sergeants, and you could tell because their badge on their not their lapels, but you know, on their breast pockets, I think, on the RAF uniforms, the badge on there would only have 1 wing, whereas pilots would have 2 wings. It's just a random tidbit. They actually got it a bit wrong in this game, and you know, I can forgive it, frankly. You know, it's an old game and it was made by a Russian developer, so fine. They can't fact-check everything, and technically speaking, they were kind of right, but for pilots, Flight Sergeant was not the rank pilots were given. They were given Pilot Officer, and that was what they started out as. But anyway, I'm just nitpicking now, and wasting time and babbling. So, join me next time, everybody, where we will be protecting another convoy, and quite possibly flying to our doom, because these missions are usually structured very similarly to one another. So this convoy defense mission could very well end up being exactly the same as the last convoy defense mission, in that there are no bombers in sight and it's just enemy fighters. Granted, some of those enemy fighters might be armed with bombs, which would make sense, but hey, it could suck if that is the case, because, well, you know, last time it was a disaster. But on the bright side, today's mission wasn't a disaster, so there's that. Anyway, join me next time where we'll be doing that, and I will see you then, ladies and gentlemen. So, ta-da! Toodle pip, and other assorted outdated British sayings that World War II pilots probably said. Don't know. Bye!